Well, would you look at that? We got the Oath Keeper for that hard work there, which is awesome. Oath Keeper is actually quite a good keyblade for this point in the game because it ups your magic, which is always good. You want magic. Well, actually, no, it's kind of pointless at this point. The only thing that's useful for is Kiraga and Edoga, but those are really good. Those moves, yeah. Anyway, I think it's about time to unlock our final summon. Who isn't as good as I seem to recall him being, but oh well. And for getting all the summons, we get old Lord Fortune, which I think we'll be equipping. I ain't 100% sure, to be perfectly honest, but yeah. Essentially, what we're going to do now is go on a white Trinity hunt. Because, you know, I like my white Trinities. Of course. One thing I didn't bring up last part, when Ansem the Seeker of Darkness appeared, is that he is voiced by Billy Zane. And then basically Richard Epcar replaces Billy Zane as Ansem / Xehanort / Femnus / Darrenort. Yeah, basically Richard Epcar fills the role after this game. But I think Richard Epcar does a pretty good job of it, so it's alright to be saying. Now, oh yeah, that's what I can do. I can go to the Dalmatian's house to get one more prize before we go to the final area and unlock the get the last batch of puppies. Because we have only got 3 to return. And that's 1 chest. So yeah, the ribbons are actually quite a good accessory. Can't quite remember whether I use it or not, but yeah. Details. Now, I guess now is as good a time as any, since there's nothing gonna be particularly interesting happening. And because we had the beautiful scene between Sora and Kairi in the secret waterway, I guess it's time to talk about the theme song for Kingdom Hearts. Simple and Clean by Utada Hikaru. Obviously, English ways around it's Hikaru Utada, but I don't know, I just go with the Japanese way of saying it. Sounds better to me, I think. When asked what kind of song he wanted to play, well, let me start that again. When thinking about the theme song, Nomura, I think, has gone on the record as saying that Utada Hikaru was the only person he wanted or could think of to do the theme song for Kingdom Hearts, and I can completely see why. She's amazing. But when asked about what kind of song he wanted from her, he said that the song would have to play during the ending, since the concept of the scene existed really early on in development. But he stated that he didn't want it to seem sorrowful, but optimistic. Nomura explained that the lyrics fit so perfectly that when I first heard it, I trembled and couldn't speak. I did ask her not to put in words that do not exist in the game's worlds, such as cell phone, but she added in television, and that's for the Japanese version, obviously. In the UK, in the English version, there's no such words, so that's only in Hikari. Nomura sort of then kind of laughed and said, but I'm glad that even from that one can take away a deep meaning. So, yeah, I have to say, I really love Simple and Clean. It's just such a beautiful song, and you can completely see why it's been used so much over the past few years of Kingdom Hearts. And I think, rather humorously, the games that have had Simple and Clean as the theme song have been excellent games, and the games that have had Sanctuary as the theme song have been not so good. Which is kind of weird if you ask me, but it happened. Now, let's go get the one in the Dudar, in the Lotus Forest of Wonderland. Now, after completing Hollow Bastion, you will come across much more, a greater variety of Heartless, and a lot harder Heartless in all of the worlds. So, yeah. Be prepared to start to struggle with some of the enemies around here, because you will get your ass handed to you. Ah, here we go. Hikari and Simple and Clean is used in Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, Birth by Sleep, and Coded and Recoded, obviously. And Sanctuary is used in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 358 over 2 days. So, take from that what you will. Obviously, Coded and Recoded weren't that great, but neither was 358 over 2 days. And a lot of people do say that they prefer Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, and I can completely see why. But, now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am just murdering Heartless because I want to level up. And I don't know why I've still got Metal Chocobo out. I dislike this Keyblade, it's slow. I like having a little bit more extra oomph to it. Now, some other little interesting tidbits about the theme songs. Simple and Clean isn't a direct translation of Hikari. The melodies changed slightly, and it's much slower, and the meaning's slightly different. And I think one of the reasons that there hasn't been a third song just yet is because it's so difficult to write a song that sounds good in both Japanese and English. It is hard, no doubt about it, because sort of Japanese words sort of take longer to say. Well, no, they do. Some Japanese words are incredibly long, whereas some English words are really short. So, like, wings is Tsubasa in Japanese. But it's really long. Trying to fit that into a song is quite difficult. But I just think Simple and Clean and Sanctuary are complete successes. Hikari was actually released as a song, and it proved very popular because it sold over 270,000 copies in a week. And it's included on Utada's single release of Colours, which I think was one of her albums, or was one of her singles. Yes, it was one of her singles, so it was released on that track, which debuted at number 1 and stayed on the charts for 19 weeks. Can't quite find out anything about Sanctuary or Passion, but yeah. Something interesting I've just found is that Passion and Sanctuary are meant to seem like a dusk sound to it. But yeah. I hate wizards when they do that. They are the most annoying enemies in the game when they do that. Because you can't hit them. It's the only move where you cannot hit them. I've never wanted to murder a wizard so much. And for that effort, we get a Keyblade, which is Lady Luck, which we're going to swap to right now, because it's a... oh. No, we're just going to keep with Oath Keeper. There we go. Now, God, we spent ages in Wonderland. Jesus. But don't worry, we're leaving now. We're going to the next batch of worlds. Woohoo! Hopefully those ones are easier. Their white trinities are easier to get to. Ugh. Because there are 10 in the game, so we're going into all of them, obviously. And then we're going to go... Technically, we should be rushing back to Hollow Bastion. But I don't feel like doing that. I just want to get all the trinities out the way first. That's the simplest thing to do, you know? Anyway, this one's really easy to get to. Because it's just right in the centre of the entrance. Yeah. Kinda can't miss it. Which is awesome, because I wouldn't want to miss it. Yay! So we get Donald's Violetta, which we are going to put on him right now, because it's going to serve us incredibly well. And we're going to put on Hook's Shield, because that one's also going to serve us incredibly well. Now I think it's off to Deep Jungle, which is also a really easy Trinity to get to. Thank God. So, let's go get that one now.